Hello everyone, I am back. My name is Vanessa and the name of my channel is called Gnostic Knowledge, and what I am doing on this channel is reading from a book. The name of that book is called Letters and Numbers. You can get a copy of this book by visiting Zachry Hubbard's YouTube channels. He is the young man that wrote the book, and his YouTube channels are called Gematria Effect News or Gematria Effect Sports, and in the description of each of the videos he produces he leaves a link for the book. The book costs $5. It will come to you via PDF file, via email, I'm sorry, but yeah, as a PDF file. So make sure you save the file to the hard drive of your phone or computer or tablet, whatever you're going to use to read the book, so you'll have access to the book later. He left the copyright off this book so that you can have it bound into a book for your own personal library, or you can upload it to lulu.com. They'll bind it into a book for you as well. As well as you taking it to a bindery to have it bound into a book. So you can do it that way as well. You can also print the book out and put it in a notebook for your own personal reading, which that might take some time because there's over 700 pages in this book. But nonetheless, the book is awesome. It needs to be read. The information needs to be known by every common person on this earth. It is just amazing. Keeping it in the electronic file format is great too, because when you're searching for information, it is very easy to find it, keeping it in that format. Zachry Hubbard also wrote a second book, Number Games. Both of these books are about Gematria. This is the continuation of Letters and Numbers. Gematria is the encoding of numbers within our letters and words. Our letters are in fact numbers. So the more you delve into what Gematria is, the more you begin to see the manufactured history that is all around us, and even more. But this book is now available on Amazon on the bestsellers list too for a pre-order, and the book will be released on October 13th, that infamous number. But anyway, be sure to get this book as well. I was lucky enough to see Zachry Hubbard this weekend. He signed my book for me. Thank you, Zach. He is a brilliant guy, and I wish him much success. I want to say hi to my road friend buddies, Debbie and Paula. Had a great time with you guys. I can't wait for the next road trip. And it was just a lot of fun, and it was great talking to Zachry Hubbard and listening to him talk about, different things, Gematria and whatnot. It was awesome. So anyway, if you do not want to order the book Number Games on Amazon, you can visit Zachry Hubbard's blog page, gematriaeffectnews.blogspot.com, and order it directly from him. When you first arrive at the page, you will see the instructions, the information about the book, and as you scroll down, he gives you the instructions on how to purchase the book within the United States and abroad. So yeah, just do yourself a favor and read the book. That book has a lot of information in it. Kobe Bryant's death is in that book, Pop Smoke's death, Naya Rivera, and others. Everything, a lot of things. Floyd, the incident with George Floyd is in this book. Breonna Taylor is in this book. Read this information and just see how these people are being manipulated, how all of this stuff is an agenda-driven, chaotic time that we are living in and have been living out due to the powers that shouldn't be using this code. And with that said, I want you to also visit Zachry Hubbard's previous blog page called freetofindtruth.blogspot.com. He'd been blogging there for over 5 years, so there is a massive amount of content for you to read and find out what Gematria is. But the meat and bones of what Gematria is in his books, Letters and Numbers and Number Games. So be sure to educate yourself. So, I know this stuff sounds strange, but nonetheless, you can prove it. So, with that said, I'm going to continue reading in chapter 20. This will be the 8th reading so far, and this is a long chapter, so I don't know how many readings it will take before I get through it, but it is still fascinating nonetheless. The name of the chapter is called Murder by Numbers, the Gematria killing code. The last person I read about was Prince. So now we're moving on to Muhammad Ali. And on my tablet, I'm not using my iPad at the moment, I'm using another tablet. I'm on page 630. It could vary by page because of it's a different device. But nonetheless, I'm reading about Muhammad Ali, born January 17, 1942, and he died June 3rd, 2016. So, here we go. In 2014, I put out a number of videos discussing the scripting of Muhammad Ali's boxing career. And I said, just watch. You'll see this man die at age 74, corresponding with a gematria of Muhammad, Masonic, and killing. Sure enough, in 2016, he died at 74 on the most fitting of dates, June 3rd, or 6-3, where the Prophet Muhammad is commonly believed to have died at age 63. As a reminder, 2016 is the 63rd triangular number, and that is also the year Ali passed in due to complications from Parkinson's, which he was diagnosed with at age 42, corresponding with his year of birth, and his name gematria, where Muhammad Ali sums to 42 in reduction. At the same time, let us not forget that when 42 is written out as a word, it also has gematria of 74. And further, both of these numbers connect to Freemasonry, same as 139. And Ali died on his 139th day of being 74 years old. In light of the Prophet Muhammad, Muhammad Ali changed his name from Cassius Clay, summing to 33, when he was 22 years old. Not by chance, the name Ali in ordinal sums to 22. That means he was Muhammad Ali for 52 years, corresponding with the gematria of prophecy. Think about it. Even further, Ali called Cassius Clay his slave name, also having gematria of 52. At the same time, Ali equates to 59, the number connecting to Negro and slave. Also worth mentioning is the name Muhammad Ali has ordinal gematria of 96. The divisors of 42 sum to 96. And a boxing ring is 96 feet around. It goes to show it wasn't Muhammad Ali who was making the choices, it was his controllers, the same people who have always steered the puppet show of celebrity and professional sports. With regards to 96, that was the year Ali opened the Summer Olympics in Atlanta on the 33rd parallel north, and in the year of his death, it came 63 days before the 2016 Summer Games in Rio, having gematria of 42. Rio equates to 42. Okay? Factoring in is where he passed, in Phoenix, Arizona, on the 33rd parallel north at his Parkinson's Hospital. In reduction gematria, Parkinson's, Phoenix, Louisville, his hometown, and Sacrifice all share gematria of 46. Even more, Phoenix, Arizona equates to 85, and the Rio Games were to begin August 5th, 2016, or 8-5, or 5-8. Wow. At the same time, those same games were to end August 21st, 79 days after his death, and a date that can be written 21-8, corresponding with the English extended gematria of death. A curious detail on the day of his passing was that the source breaking the news was the Major League Baseball team, the Miami Marlins. The mainstream media even questioned how the Marlins knew before anyone else in the world, including the hospital he died at. Because we know the code, we have the answer. On the 44 year of the assassination, okay, let me start over. On the 44th year of the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., April 4th, 2012, Muhammad Ali threw out the first pitch to open their baseball season. Remember, that is the kill number. No doubt this ritual was part of his planned demise. Adding to the riddle, Miami Marlins have Gematria of 193, the 44th prime, as well as 85, connecting to Phoenix, Arizona, and the start of the Rio Olympics. Even more, Miami Marlins sums to 59, the number of home runs their player Stanton would finish the 2017 season with, connected to killing and the word Negro. On July 6, 2014, Stanton also hit 4 home runs in 4 at-bats, a fitting date for a tribute to a blood sacrifice, and it came exactly 33 days after the death of a man once known as CC, Cassius Clay. As for Stanton, he began his MLB career with the name Mike Stanton, summing to 42, but later changed it to, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Giancarlo Stanton, and that is spelled Giancarlo. And that name, Giancarlo Stanton, summing to 96. Wow. So let me go to read this headline right here. Muhammad Ali Jr. detained at airport. Asked about being Muslim. Wow. In light of the Miami rituals, Muhammad Ali also became boxing champion on February 25th, 1964. Emphasis on 64, beating Sonny Liston in Miami Beach. In ordinal gematria, boxer and Miami Beach sum to 64, corresponding with the reduction gematria of civil rights, also summing to 74. For the record, Sonny Liston is a name summing to 58 like Freemasonry, reminding who has always been in control of the show and the performers. It was after this historic fight that he changed his name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali. Fittingly, the word prophet also shares gematria of 64. 53 years later, on February 25th, 2017, a date with numerology of 64, there would be breaking news that Muhammad Ali Jr. was detained at Miami International Airport to be questioned about being a Muslim. If you read the story, despite the breaking news on February 25th, the incident had reportedly happened 18 days earlier, on February 7th. Because we understand the rituals within news media reporting, the reason for the delay was clear. Now please notice that the date Muhammad Ali became boxing champion, February 25th, 1964, was a date with numerology of 91, and that would be 2 plus 25 plus 64. Okay? I bring up this point because the 19-year-old college quarterback at Louisville, Lamar Jackson, would go on to win the Heisman at his rookie season, which began September 1st, 2016, a span of 91 days after the death of Ali and a date with numerology of 46, corresponding with his name Gematria as well as Louisville. What I pointed out from before the start of the season was he had the same January 17th birthday as Muhammad Ali, who was also a product of Louisville. Ask yourself, what are the odds? And I'll remind you now, if they can clone a sheep, they can clone a man. Jackson, a name having gematria of 19, was born January 17th, 1997, well after Dolly. As we'll get to in the chapter on rigged sports, the Muslim athlete Rashaan Salam was ritualistically murdered just before the Heisman ceremony. Wow. Which signified it would be the 19-year-old winning the Heisman, which I predicted then and was proven correct. Please also notice the picture shown. It was from January 2nd, 2007 and was likely predictive programming for things to come for the Louisville team. It was before the FedEx Orange Bowl, where FedEx equates to 19. So let me see the pictures of Muhammad Ali with a jersey with the number 19 on it, and I will try to, let me have to unplug this, show you the picture of him with the number 19. Okay. Awesome. This is just some crazy stuff though. Okay, so let me plug this back in and get back to my spot. Okay. Okay, let me get back to where I was. Okay, here we go. All right. With regards to 19 and Louisville, Muhammad Ali had a 19-mile funeral procession in his hometown, June 10th, 2016, a date with numerology of 52. The reason for the processional being 19 miles has to do with the Quran and something known as the Quran Code, where Quran Code has gematria of 46 as well as 44 and 98. In case of 44 and 98, they correspond with the gematria of prophet, a word that also has gematria of 91. In the Quran Code, it is said that the first of 114 chapters, 19 times 6 equals 114, revealed to Muhammad was chapter 96, which is 19 verses, and the 19th from the end of the text. So in case I messed that up for everyone, I'm going to reread it, okay? In the case of 44 and 98, they correspond with the gematria of prophet, a word that also has gematria of 91. In the Quran Code, it is said that the first of 114 chapters revealed to Muhammad was chapter 96, which is 19 verses, and the 19th from the end of the text. Okay? All right. Even more, in Surah S-U-R-A-H 74:30, there is a mention of 19 angels, and all throughout the text there are numerous uses of words 19 times and in increments that are divisible by 19. I encourage you to read more on this subject, but it is quite clear, just in light of what has already been shared about the code, why Muhammad Ali, who died at 74, had a 19-mile procession. By the way, from the date of the processional to the debut of 19-year-old Jackson on September 1st, or 1/9, was 83 days, a number corresponding with the ordinal value of football, as well as the reverse ordinal gematria of murder. Also worth mentioning, 19 miles has gematria of 63, and that's written as words. 19 miles has gematria of 63. Same as the name Rashad Khalifa, who was the author of the book that made the code popular, titled The Quran Final Testament. Now let us close with a little bonus gematria. Okay. So prophet, the word prophet, Prophet, equates to 503 in the English extended cipher. 503 is the 96th prime number. All right, moving right along. Anton Yelchin, and that is spelled Anton Yelchin. Anton Yelchin, born March 11th, 1989, and he died June 19th, 2016. Okay, I'm going to read the headline. It says, Star Trek star Anton Yelchin dead after freak accident. All right. Actor Anton Yelchin reportedly crushed himself in his own driveway by letting his vehicle that was left in neutral smash his body into his own house. Notice he was born on a date with numerology of 103 and died at age 27, where 103 is the 27th prime number and the one so often connected to murder rituals. When his death was announced just before Game 7 of the NBA Finals, I let people know it was a sign that the Cleveland Cavaliers would be winning the NBA Finals, which was falling on the real King James's birthday. The reason I knew this was a sign was because it was going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers' 103rd game of the season. And lo and behold, LeBron James would go on to win the championship, scoring 27 points in the game just hours later. As for the headline shown, notice the emphasis on Star Trek. In gematria, Anton Yelchin, Star Trek, accident, and kill each equate to 59. As for the term freak accident, it has gematria of 100, and he died 100 days after his 27th birthday. Wow. Further, his death came 33 days before the release of the Star Trek film he was starring in, Star Trek Beyond, which released July 22nd, 2016, a date with a life lesson number of 38. The release date of the film reminded of how more than a year earlier I had predicted February 27, 2015, a date with numerology of 44 and 64, connecting to the gematria of kill, a celebrity death would be announced. The death did come, and it was Leonard Nimoy, summing to 64 at age 83. From his passing on the date to the release of the Star Trek film, a series he is remembered for was 511 days. Consider, 511 is connected to Saturn, having to do with death and judgment, and no doubt Leonard was ritually sacrificed with the planned release of this film on a date similar to his date of passing, where February 27th and July 22nd can be expressed as 2/27 and 22/7, respectively. All right. Zachary Simmons, June 25th, 2016. It doesn't give a birth date. All right. 2 days after attending the NBA draft, where his cousin Ben Simmons was drafted #1 overall by the Philadelphia 76ers, it would be reported Zachary was dead from a hit-and-run accident, which took place approximately at 3:30 a.m. Saturday, June 25th, 2016. Consider, this was a date with numerology of 67, and the name Zachary Simmons has reduction gematria of 67, connecting to blood sacrifice. At the same time, Ben had just joined the 76ers, and blood sacrifice shares gematria of 76. Also important, the death came on the 25th, 25 days before Ben Simmons' 20th birthday, July 20th. Recall, death has gematria of 25 and 20. Even more, June 25th is the 176th day of the year, and a date that is no stranger to murder by numbers. Wow. Nate Thurmond, July 25th, 1941, and he died July 16th, 2016. Nate Thurmond, the former NBA star who had his number 42 retired with the Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors, would drop dead at age 74, 27 days after LeBron James scored 27 points in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, winning the championship for Cleveland and defeating Golden State. Consider further, the name Thurmond, Thurmond, has reverse ordinal gematria of 103, the 27th prime number, and the Cavs won Game 7 of the Finals in their 103rd game of the season. Even more, the name Nate Thurmond sums to 153 in ordinal, whereas the name Cavaliers sums to 153 in reverse ordinal. Recall, 153 is the 17th triangular number, and Ohio, the 17th state, is the home of the Cavs, who were the 17th team to join the NBA, an acronym having ordinal gematria of 17. Also worth mentioning is the fact that Golden State had defeated Cleveland in the finals the year prior, who again were the two teams Nate had his jersey retired with. When Nate passed, he was in San Francisco, near where the Cavs won Game 7, Oakland. Wow. Dennis Green, February 17, 1949 to July 21st, 2016. Denny Green, Denny. Denny Green, the former coach of the Minnesota Vikings, would drop dead 155 days after his birthday on July 21st, 2016, a date with numerology of 44 and 64, where the word kill has gematria of 44 and 64. He would die at age 67. This was the day before the opening of U.S. Bank Stadium, July 22nd, having ordinal gematria of 155. Using the English extended cipher, killing also has gematria of 155. Even more, his death came precisely 52 days before the Minnesota Vikings' first game of the season, September 11th, 2001, where Minnesota has gematria of 52, and they are to host Super Bowl 52 in U.S. Bank Stadium, which, as a reminder, has gematria of 38 like Minnesota and death. The date of his passing is also the day leaving 63 days in the year. Let me see. The date of his passing is also the day leaving 163 days left in the year, the 38th prime number. Okay. As for his nickname, Denny Green, what he was most commonly called, it summed to 57. Denny Green equated to 57, the number corresponding with Super Bowl, as well as Prince's age of passing just months earlier. That nickname also had gematria of 42, the number stamped on Black history, and 159 like Black man. For one last riddle, Denny Green, it also equates to 666, corresponding with the word prophecy, a word that also has gematria of 52. For another angle on 666, it was a span of 156 days from his birthday that he passed. And as you learned earlier, when you write 666 as words, 666, it has gematria of 156. Wow. Okay, moving right along. Juan Gabriel, dead at 66, Mexican music icon, wowed crowds at last concert. Okay, so Juan Gabriel, January 7th, 1950, and he died August 28, 2016. Juan Gabriel would drop dead from a heart attack on a date with numerology of 27 while in Santa Monica, California, 2 days after performing at a sold-out concert in El Paso, Texas. As a reminder, Santa Monica has gematria of 38 and 187 and is located on the 34th parallel north and 118th meridian west. All numbers with clear parallels to death, murder, and killing. Excuse me. The date of his passing came a span of 133 days from his upcoming 67th birthday, which is fascinating because his birth name, Alberto, now I can't pronounce his middle name, so I'm going to spell it. Well, I might pronounce it, but Aguilera. So Alberto, Aguilera Valadez, Valadez. So his full name, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering it, but Alberto Aguilera Valadez. That name has reverse reduction gematria of 133, just like the span of days from his upcoming 67th birthday. Wow. That same name equates to 218 in ordinal as well, another number associated with death using the English extended cipher. Also interesting, measuring from his 66th birthday, he died 33 weeks and 3 days after. Consider, he was popular in Mexico, his place of birth, and a nation having reduction gematria of 33, same as Mexican. Even more, when you write out 33, it has reduction gematria of 66, which was the age his life ended at. Wow. As you'll recall, the word math shares gematria of 66 using reversed ordinal. I bring this up because the date of his death was one with numerology of 45. A number connecting to the gematria of geometry, as well as his performance name, 1 Gabriel. 1 Gabriel, using the reverse ordinal cipher, sums to 197, which is the 45th prime number. In light of these geometry parallels, for a moment consider the Freemason logo with the compasses above the G. As we have covered, each leg of the compasses is kicked out 23.5 degrees, and in this case, 1 Gabriel died on his 235th day of being 66 years old. Finally, the name 1 Gabriel possesses gematria of 46, corresponding with sacrifice. What didn't help out his life expectancy was the fact he was born on January 7th, which on the satanic calendar is the day of human animal sacrifice. It is too bad because his many fans miss him dearly, and even at 66 he showed he still had the ability and love to perform for his faithful fans, I'm assuming. Wow. Amazing. All right, Gene Wilder, June 11, 1933. I really enjoyed him too in movies. And he died August 29th, 2016. Gene Wilder dies at 83, star of Willy Wonka and Young Frankenstein. Gene Wilder would die 79 days after his 83rd birthday. As you know, murder has an ordinal value of 79 and a reverse ordinal value of 83. Every outlet emphasized Willy Wonka in relation to his death, and not coincidentally. It was because Willy Wonka has a reduction value of 46, the same as sacrifice, and corresponding with the date numerology of his passing, having a life lesson number of 46. Further, many outlets, including the New York Times, as shown, would emphasize the film Young Frankenstein as well. This is because Young Frankenstein sums to 83 in reduction, matching his age of death, and 218 in ordinal. Wow, matching the word death in English Extended Gematria. I should also mention the numerology of his date of passing equated to 73. And that was August 29, 2016. You would add 8 plus 29 plus 20 plus 16. That equates to 73. Connecting to the ordinal gematria of sacrifice, as well as the reduction gematria of ritual sacrifice. For one last point, August 29th is the 241st day. August 29th is the 241st day of the year, which is the 53rd prime number. This matters because Willy Wonka, what he was best remembered for playing, sums to 53 in reverse reduction. Okay. Carlos Walker, Shawty Low, Shawty Low. Okay, Carlos Walker, Shawty Low. Born March 22nd, 1976, died September 21st, 2016. The rapper, born as Carlos Rico Walker, summing to 183 in ordinal, would die 183 days after his birthday at age 40 in Atlanta, Georgia. Recall, when you write out 40, it sums to 84. And Atlanta is located on the 84th meridian. The day of his passing, it was emphasized that he died in a fiery crash, summing to 112 in ordinal, corresponding with the gematria of Super Bowl and Houston, where upcoming Super Bowl 51 was to be hosted. That season, I had pointed out that only 2 quarterbacks in the NFL had the name gematria of 112, and one of them was Matt Ryan, the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. The other was Andrew Luck, who had a father that played for the Houston Oilers. As for him passing at age 40, in reduction, Atlanta Falcons equate. Even more, the day of his passing came 137 days before the scheduled Super Bowl, February 5th, 2017, and Matt Ryan is born on the 137th day of the year. The number 137 is also the 33rd prime, and Atlanta is on the 33rd parallel. Further, connecting to the ritual, Matt Ryan's nickname, Matty Ice, sums to 33 in reduction. And I said the day of the news of the death of Shawty Lowe, this was another reminder that the Atlanta Falcons had a high probability of making the rigged Super Bowl, which always comes with corresponding ritual sacrifices. Piling on to the numerical riddles, the rapper name Shawty Lowe sums to 33 in reduction, and so does ATL in ordinal, the abbreviation for the city. Of course, the Falcons did go on to play in the Super Bowl and lose by the numbers, which we'll learn more about. All right. Jose Fernandez, July 31st, 1992 to September 25th, 2016. Wow. Jose Fernandez, the 23-year-old star pitcher of the Miami Marlins, would reportedly die on the day, leaving 97 days left in the year. His death came on his 57th day of his age, the number connecting to World Series. His death also came 94 days before the conclusion of the upcoming 112th World Series, which was to end November 2nd, 2016, or 11/2, 11/2, 112. Recall, if you write out 94 as words, it sums to 147, the same as World Series. I pointed out the day of his death. This was further proof the Chicago Cubs would win the World Series and win it in Game 7 on November 2nd, something I had been saying since spring training of the year. Of course, the Chicago Cubs' last sniff of the World Series came with the Steve Bartman incident while playing the Miami Marlins, which is why Jose Fernandez was chosen as the ritual sacrifice, as sick as it is. Man, these people are something else. I was looking for my jacket. I'm a little chilly. All right. Wow. Tommy Ford. He was born September 5th, 1964. October 12th, 2016 is when he died. R.I.P. to Tommy Ford. Tommy Ford, a name summing to 42 from Martin, who lived in apartment number 42, would die on a date with numerology of 38 on his 38th day of being 52 years old. Not by chance, The Martin Show began August 27th, 1992, a date with numerology of 38. When Tommy Ford died, it was 187 days to Martin's 52nd birthday, April 16, 2017. Thus, the ritual was for Martin's ongoing career. Also worth mentioning, the date of Tommy's passing was a date with numerology of 58 as well. It reminds of the news from May 8, 1996, where Martin ran through traffic screaming. That was also a date with numerology of 38, a consistent pattern, wouldn't you say? Absolutely. My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Will Smith Sr. He died November 7th, 2016. The father of the actor Will Smith Sr. Okay. The father of the actor Will Smith Jr. Yeah, so Will Smith Sr. would die on the 44th day of Will Smith Jr. being 48 years old. As we learned, the name Will Smith sums to 44 in reduction, similar to how the word kill sums to 44 in ordinal. The death of his father came a span of 213 days from his Lifetime Achievement Award at the MTV Movie Awards. The same day the football player Will Smith died. April 9th, 2016. The football player Will Smith died April 9th, 2016. Wow. Again, the number 213 connects to death as well as Black History Month. Okay? Consider his death came the night before Donald Trump became the 44th person to be President of the United States, and how we learned earlier predictive programming was shown for Trump's future in the White House on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith's breakout TV show. As for Will Smith being 48 years old at the time, Donald Trump equates to 48 in reduction. Also worth mentioning is that the names Willard Carroll Smith Sr. and Willard Carroll Smith Jr. share Gematria of 102, the number connecting to slavery and more. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Florence Henderson, February 14, 1934, and she died November 24th, 2016. Brady Bunch. Okay. Florence Henderson died at age 82. 82 days, or a span of 83 days from her 83rd birthday. The date of her passing was also the day leaving 37 days left in the year. When she passed, I put out a video letting everyone know that was the final clue needed. The New England Patriots were going to be winning the Super Bowl that was upcoming. The reason I knew that was because New England Patriots sums to 82 and Patriots sums to 37, plus football has an ordinal value of 83. Of course, their star player is Tom Brady. The Brady Bunch, Tom Brady, born August 3rd, 83, and Florence Henderson was Carol Brady on the hit TV show The Brady Bunch, summing to 131 just like Super Bowl. Even better, Carol Brady has Gematria of 45 and 99, identical to New England. And even more, Brady Bunch sums to 98, just the same as Tom Brady, Patriots, and New England Patriots. Oh my God, this stuff is so freaking sick. From her death to the date of the upcoming Super Bowl, February 5th, 2017, was a span of 74 days, and the hit TV show had ended in 74 on the date March 8th, which can be expressed as 83, a lot like 83. Let us not forget what the numbers 74 and 83 have to do with killing and murder either. In light of Florence Henderson being born in 34, yet another number connecting to murder, it shouldn't come as any surprise the Patriots went on to win the rigged game with 34 points. For the record, Florence was one of many deaths that were in tribute to the Super Bowl, and in the world of rigged sports. Ritual sacrifice in connection to the games is not uncommon. In fact, it happens with every annual cycle with every major sport. That said, they aren't usually as obvious as a member of the Brady Bunch dying for the team led by Tom Brady, which, by the way, is a last name having gematria of 85, similar to National Football League. Wow. Alrighty. Fidel Castro and his brother Ramon. Okay. August 13th, 1926, Fidel Castro's birthday. And Fidel Castro would die November 25th, 2016. Unless his brother died as well, we shall find out. Okay, Fidel Castro would die 104 days after his 90th birthday, August 13, corresponding with the reduction gematria of his full name, Fidel Alejandro Castro Ruz, equating to 104. It came on the 17-year anniversary of Elan Gonzalez's rescue at sea, the young Cuban boy that received international headlines. His death had much to do with the Jesuit order, which he was a member of, having attended Jesuit schools as a youngster. For starters, consider Jesuit order has ordinal reduction gematria of 72, and he died on a date with numerology of 72. Even more, he died 59 days after the Jesuit order's birthday, September 27, 2016. Again, the number 59 connects to kill. It also connects to Pope Francis, the first publicly Jesuit pope. Speaking of which, Castro died a span of 433 days after meeting Pope Francis, September 20th, 2015. This matters because the number 433 is the 84th prime, corresponding with Jesuit, the Jesuit order, and the Catholic Church. As a reminder, it is also a number that corresponds with the birth numerology of Pope Francis, born December 17, 1936. So when you add his birth date, 12 plus 17 plus 19 plus 36, you get 84. On the subject of 36, Fidel has ordinal gematria of 36, and he died on the date, leaving 36 days left in the year, plus 11 plus 25 equates to 36. So that's November 25th, okay? Ahead, we will talk about how Fidel's son died 433 days after his own death, and how it was blamed on suicide. So was that his son or brother? Yeah, no, his brother. So I think he might have meant, I'm not sure. So we'll see as we read on. But we'll see who he's talking about. And he probably is talking about his son here. So, moving right along. Okay, ahead, we will talk about how Fidel's son died 433 days after his own death, and how it was blamed on suicide. Wow. Also important, his brother Ramon Castro had died February 23rd, 2016, a span of 277 days earlier. This matters because the number 277 is the 59th prime, bringing us back to the number connecting to kill. As a reminder, the word Freemasonry sums to 59 in English and in Hebrew, and the Jesuits are the Masons within the Catholic Church. In light of the Masons, let us not forget that Masonic sums to 223 in Jewish Gematria, and the Synagogue of Satan sums to 223 in ordinal. Well, the phrase Synagogue of Satan equates to 223 in ordinal, not too far off from February 23rd or 2/23 Wow. At the same time, the date can be written as 23/2, like 323, corresponding with the word Satan in Jewish Gematria. Sadly, that's whom these sacrifices are for. Wow, wow, wow. John Glenn, July 18, 1921, died December 8, 2016. It would be announced that John Glenn, said to be the first man to orbit Earth, was hospitalized on December 17, 2016, Pearl Harbor Day. Okay? Both hospitalized and Pearl Harbor Day share gematria of 144. 144, along with the name John Glenn. The very next day, December 8th, he would die, which was his 144th day of being 95 years old. Exactly 119 days later, on April 6th, 2017, there would be a funeral in his honor at Arlington National Cemetery. Consider the divisors of the number 119, sum to 144, and also the date of the funeral was one with numerology of 47, matching the gematria of Arlington. Of course, both 47 and 144 connect to time. George Michael, man, I used to like his music too. George Michael. Born June 25th, 1963, and he died December 25th, 2016. Last Christmas, I'm not going to sing because I can't, but last Christmas I gave you my heart. Those were the lyrics to the famous George Michael tune, released December 3rd, 1984, a date with numerology of 118, corresponding with death. Interestingly, the word heart has ordinal gematria of 52, and his last Christmas that he got to live all the way through was at age 52, dying on the Christmas the following year at age 53. The latter number symbolizing religion. The date of his passing was also a date with numerology of 53, whereas the Christmas before had numerology of 52. Adding to the riddle with the song, his birth name, Georgios, and that is spelled Georgios. So his birth name, Georgios, I never knew this was his last name, Kyriakos. So that is spelled Kyriacos, and one last one, Panayiotou. I cannot pronounce that word. So, but his name, 1, 2, 3 names, having gematria of 162, corresponding with the gematria of last Christmas, equating to 162 as well. So his name, Georgios Kyriakos, Panayiotou, and I'm terribly sorry I can't pronounce his name, but when you look up his name equates to 162, corresponding with the title of his last song, Last Christmas, equating to 162 as well. Wow. Adding on, 61 days before his death, October 25th, 2016, he was nominated to the Songwriters Hall of Fame. That's fascinating because Christmas and rock have gematria of 61, as well as heart failure, which was said to be his cause of death. For one last point, the date of his death had numerology of 73, corresponding with the word sacrifice. My goodness. So, last Christmas equates to 189 reverse ordinal. Merry Christmas equates to 189 reverse ordinal. And Merry Christmas equates to 189 in ordinal. And I just want you guys to see his name. If I want to kind of, well, actually, you can look it up. This tablet's not going to work the way I would like for it to. Anyway, moving right along, we're going to do Carrie Fisher, October 21st, 1956 to December 27th, 2016, and I will read the headline first, okay? Carrie Fisher, Star Wars actress, suffers in-flight cardiac incident. Wow. Carrie Fisher, Star Wars actress, suffers in-flight cardiac incident. Wow. Anywho, moving on, let's read. On December 23rd, it was reported that Carrie Fisher fell ill. And I said that day in a YouTube video release, watch for her to die 67 days after her birthday, which would be December 27th. And that is exactly what happened. Sadly, these things are this predictable when you know the code. At the same time, notice the emphasis on Star Wars. They put quotation marks around Star Wars in the headline, you know, or they emphasize it. Star Wars actress. Well, Star Wars anyway. Man, at the same time, notice the emphasis on Star Wars. In ordinal gematria, it and the name Carrie Fisher both equate to 119. At the same time, Star Wars also sums to 61, matching Christmas, and this story was active on the day of Christmas when it would be reported George Michael dropped dead. Adding to the mockery, Carrie Fisher's mother would die the day after her. That was Debbie Reynolds, a name summing to 67 in reduction. She died at age 84, 271 days after her birthday, which is the 58th prime number. Thus, the signatures of the gang were present. Debbie Reynolds also died at age 84, a span of 93 days after the Jesuit order's birthday, September 27th. On the subject of 93, if you write out December 27th as words, it has gematria of 93, the biblical number connected to Jesus' death on the cross, and of course Saturn, having to do with death and judgment. Even more, if you notice the headline, death deals a double blow, it has gematria of 74 like Jesus and cross, as well as Carrie Fisher. For the record, Star Wars, lightsaber, Force, and Darth Vader are all terms having gematria of 47. Wow. Adding to the riddles with the 271 and 58 was this headline put out by CNN in the aftermath, and it says, "A great disturbance in the force," which equates to 271. Again, the 58th prime number. Even more, the name Princess Leia, Leia, Princess Leia, sums to 58, who Carrie Fisher played in the well-remembered series, which began as a movie in 1977, connecting to the Gematria of Christ, as well as Debbie Reynolds. Wow. Lee O'Donnett, and that is spelled, well, Lee, L-E-E, his last name O apostrophe, then capital D-E-N-A-T. Lee O'Donnett, or O'Donnett. Anyway, he was born November 22nd, 1973, and died January 23rd, 2017. I'm assuming it is a male. So, yeah, I'm sure it is. So let's go. Lee O'Donnett would die on his 83rd day of being 43 years old, on a date with numerology of 43. As the founder of World Star Hip Hop, the popular website, he was about to launch his new reality TV show on MTV. Wow. He was about to launch his new reality TV show on MTV when he passed, having visited a massage parlor. Interestingly, massage parlor, MTV, and sacrifice all share gematria of 55. Adding to the numerical riddle, he was in San Diego having gematria of 38 when he passed. And this is such a short article. I want to read it and make sure it's in context. So, Lee O'Donnett would die on his 83rd day, 83, murder equates to 83, on his 83rd day of being 43 years old, on a date with numerology of 43. As the founder of World Star Hip Hop, the popular website, he was about to launch his new reality TV show on MTV when he passed while visiting a massage parlor. Interestingly, massage parlor, MTV, and sacrifice all share gematria of 55. This is BS. Adding to the numerical riddle, he was in San Diego having gematria of 38 when he passed. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, man, just when you're getting ready to do something. It's amazing how they kill a lot of these up-and-comings right before they get the gold ring. They snatch their lives away. It's just, man, it is freaking amazing. Leonard Myers, born December 18, 1978, died February 17, 2017. Leonard Myers, a 38-year-old former player for the New England Patriots, who wore the number 25 in his playing days, would drop dead 12 days after the New England Patriots won the Super Bowl with a miraculous 25-point comeback in the scripted performance that was on February 5th or 2-5, which entailed Tom Brady, number 12, winning his 25th career playoff game and the AFC winning its 25th Super Bowl. Even further, that was to conclude the 97th NFL season, which is the 25th prime number, and which was the season the NFL moved the touchback from 20 to 25 yards. Consider, Leonard Myers died at the fateful age of 38, and the Patriots had just defeated the Falcons, a team having gematria of 25 and 38, numbers that also correspond with death. Adding insult to injury, he died on his 62nd day of being 38 years old, the number connecting to sacrifice, and also the amount of pass attempts Tom Brady had in the Super Bowl from days earlier. As a reminder, this entire code comes from the Torah, having gematria of 62, the same as Elohim and Mason, and it is the Masons who murder by the code, and who also created American football. As you likely know, the concept of sport and ritual sacrifice goes back to the ancients. As they say, all Roads lead to Rome and beyond. All right. Galileo Garcia, and that is spelled Galileo. Galileo Garcia died February 23rd, 2017. His birthday's not listed here. Okay, in the title. Okay. The family of this man asked me to investigate his death. He was an NYPD officer that reportedly committed suicide in the Bronx on February 23rd, 2017. His family did not believe he would do such a thing, thus they asked me what I could tell them. Before we get into what is more than suspicious, recall the death of State Trooper Jeffrey Nichols in Paris, Texas, March 26, 2016, who died in connection to the number 223, similar to the date of this man, February 23rd or 223. As you know, the number 223 is connected to the word Masonic. In this case, February 23rd, 2017 was a date with numerology of 42. So, February 23rd, 2017, you would add 2 plus 23 plus 17. That equates to 42. So, February 23rd, 2017 was a date with numerology of 42 connecting to Freemasonry and 62. And so if you add the date 2 plus 23 plus 20 plus 17, that equates to 62. All right, connecting to Mason. Further, the words officer, Bronx, and sacrifice all share gematria of 62. At the same time, Garcia has a reverse reduction gematria of 42 as well. What might have proven faithful for the man was his name gematria, with Galileo Garcia summing to 64 in reduction, connected it connects to kill in reverse ordinal. Wow. Okay. Neil Fingleton, Fingelton, Neil Fingleton, December 18th, 1980, and died on February 25th, 2017. This man was the 7'7" giant who starred in the hit TV show Game of Thrones about the seven kingdoms, among other things. In ordinal gematria, his name sums to 142, a number having numerology of 7, because you would add 1 plus 4 plus 2. That equates to 7. And he died a span of 142 days from the start of season 7 of Game of Thrones, July 16, 2017. He also died on his 70th day of being 36 years old, where Thrones sums to 36. Wow. I lost my spot, sorry. Okay. Further connecting his name to the show, his initials, NF, break down to 14.6. And, 14.6. So I'm assuming, let me look at my phone. I'm sure N would be the 14th letter. Let me see, 19. Give me one moment here. So, N, is the 14th letter, and F, of course, is the 6. So that's why you got 14.6. All right. Wow. And Game of Thrones equates to 146. And that's some shit. 14.6, 146, 146. The same as United Kingdom. So United Kingdom equates to 146. For 2 final points, he died on the 25th of the month, connecting to death, and on a date with numerology of 44 and 64, connected to the Gematria of kill. And that is crazy because every month with the 44 and 64 date numerology, there is some big calamity or celebrity deaths like clockwork every month. Amazing. Bill Paxton, Weird Science. I remember Bill Paxton. And Aliens. I liked him in Aliens. Man. Bill Paxton, born May 17, 1955, and he died February 25th, 2017. Bill Paxton died on a date with numerology of 44 and 64, the numbers connecting to the Gematria of kill in ordinal and reverse ordinal respectively. Even more, the name Bill Paxton sums to 44 in reduction gematria. At the same time, William Paxton equates to 61 in reduction, matching his age of passing. Further, the day he died was 81 days prior to his 62nd birthday. As we have learned, ritual equates to 81 in ordinal and reverse ordinal. In reduction, ritual also sums to 27, and the date, February 25th, has numerology of 2 plus 25 equals 27. Consider, the news of his passing came the morning of February 26, just before the 89th Academy Awards. This awards, if I didn't say that right, his death came just before the 89th Academy Awards. This matters because the title Academy Awards has reduction gematria of 46 connecting to sacrifice and ordinal gematria of 118 connecting to death. He was likely murdered for this event on February 13th, 2018, nearly a year after his death. On the 44th day of the year, headlines would emerge that his family was suing for wrongful death. Consider February 13th is the first day of Lupercalia, summing to 44 in reduction. Even better, wrongful death has a reduction value of 64, matching the numerology of his date of passing. Better yet, wrongful death suit has an ordinal gematria of 223, the same as February 13th, when written as words, the date of the suit being announced. Keep in mind, 223 is the 48th prime number, and Hollywood has a reduction value of 48, the town he made his name in. Wow. Chuck Berry, October 18th, 1926 to March 18th, 2017. And the headline says, Chuck Berry dies. Rock and roll pioneer, was widely idolized and copied. All right. Chuck Berry passed on a date with numerology of 38 on the 38th parallel north, just outside of his place of birth, St. Louis, Missouri. It was reported he died from natural causes, having reduction gematria of 38. Making matters more interesting, he died 151 days after his birthday, on March 18th, the 77th day of the year. Consider, Jesus Christ has ordinal gematria of 151, and Christ alone has ordinal gematria of 77. Further, the numbers 77 and 318 in the New Testament. There are, I'm go back to say I missed something. Okay, further connecting to the numbers 77 and 318. In the New Testament, there are 318 mentions of the return of Jesus Christ, not unlike the date March 18 or 318. On the subject of the number, please see the sitcom Touch, which is about how numbers connect all things in this world seemingly by an invisible thread. And the first episode begins by focusing on the number 318. As for him dying 151 days after his birthday, CNN paid tribute to this fact with the breaking headline, Chuck Berry dies, which sums to 151 in ordinal. It also sums to 83 in reverse reduction, corresponding with murder as well as Jesus Christ. You talk about suckers. Excuse me. As for his age of passing, which was 90, let us not forget that 90, written as a word, sums to 33, reminding of the age Jesus was crucified at. Even more, the name Chuck Berry has Gematria of 156, same as the word 33. Wow. At the same time, rock star sums to 33, and rock alone totals 47, not unlike Christian. With regards to 47, the full name of the musician, Charles Edward Anderson, sums to 211 in ordinal, which is the 47th prime number. In light of Chuck Berry being a black man, we must not forget that Jesus, according to the Bible, Yahusha, he didn't write that, but Yahusha, Jesus, according to the Bible, was a black man with hair of wool and skin of bronze. Okay? Man, this is amazing, amazing, amazing. Moving right along. David Rockefeller Demon. No, he didn't write that either. David Rockefeller, born June 12, 1915, and that son of a gun lived to be until March 20th, 2017. Wow. It is true, the good die young. These hateful, evil people get to live, seem like forever. The night before David Rockefeller died at the age of 101, the 26th prime number, the mofo trying to play God, that's what he did all his freaking life, you suckers. I hope you are not resting in peace, you bastard. Okay, the night before David Rockefeller died at age 101, the three-star players of the Cleveland Cavaliers combined for 101 points, a season high for the trio. This mattered because the Rockefeller dynasty came to power with Standard Oil, summing to 101 in the ALW Kabbalah cipher, which was once headquartered in the city of Cleveland. Not by coincidence, the Cleveland Cavaliers would end up being eliminated in the NBA Finals June 12, 2017. What would have been Rockefeller's 102nd birthday. Important to note is the fact that finals have reverse ordinal gematria of 101 as well. As for the date of his passing, it came 84 days before his upcoming birthday, a number you know well. In this case, the word equinox has reverse ordinal gematria of 84, and David Rockefeller died on the spring equinox. I mean, you gotta understand this, people. I mean, there's just no way all of this stuff is happening divinely or organically. These suckers are they die by the code. I'm surprised he got to live as long as he did, but they know what they're doing, and he knew he was going to die if he made it to that date anyway. It is just freaking crazy. The location of his death. and I hope I don't butcher this word, but Pocantico. Nope, I did butcher it. It's Pocantico. Pocantico Hills, New York. Also equated to 84 in reverse reduction. The location of his death, Pocantico Hills, New York, NY, also equates to 84 in reverse reduction. To take it a step further, David has ordinal gematria of 40, and he died on a date with numerology of 40. Again, when you write out 40 as a word, it equates to 84 in ordinal. Even better, he died on the 282nd day of his age, and the name David Rockefeller equates to 282 in reverse ordinal. As for passing at age 101, consider that is the 26th prime number. What started as an oil family became a banking family. Again, the words bank and dollar equates to 26, just like the word God. Man. On the subject of the family's financial roots, it goes back to John D. Rockefeller, who died May 23rd, 1937, a date with numerology of 84. So you would add 5 plus 23 plus 19 plus 37. That equates to 84. He was 97 years old at the time of his passing, a number of death. He also died a span of 47 days from his upcoming birthday, a number that connects to authority, Ohio, and the name John. What's interesting to note is that May 23rd can be expressed as 23-5, something like the legs on the Freemason compasses of their logo, which are kicked out at 23.5 degrees, forming a 47-degree angle. The date May 23rd can also be expressed as 523, like 523, which is the 99th prime. Consider that when you write out 13 as a word, it has gematria of 99 and 117. In regards to 117, Standard Oil sums to 117 in ordinal, similar to how Ohio sums to 117 in Jewish. As for the point about 99, after David Rockefeller's 99th birthday, his family member Richard Rockefeller, a name summing to 99 in reduction, would die in a plane crash flying home for the party. Let us not forget that plane crash shares gematria of 97 with the word death. In light of the family history of murder by numbers, consider the name Rockefeller has reverse ordinal gematria of 187. And you thought your family was bad. Oh, that is too funny, Zach. And you thought your family was bad. Hell yeah, these bastards kill everybody. Charlie Murphy. Oh my goodness, Charlie Murphy. Born July 12th, 1959. And he died April 12th, 2017. Okay. Charlie Murphy's death was seemingly in tribute to Dave Chappelle, much like Rick James, as well as his brother, the comedian and actor Eddie Murphy. We'll begin with the angle to Dave Chappelle, who was 43 years old at the time of Charlie's death. Consider that Charlie, Charleston, and Civil War each have gematria of 43, and Charlie Murphy died on the anniversary of the start of the Civil War. He also died 33 weeks after Chappelle's 43rd birthday, which was August 24th, 2016. For another 33, the date of his passing had numerology of 33, and and his initials CM equate to 33 in Jewish gematria, corresponding with his reported cause of death, surrendering to leukemia, a leukemia battle. A phrase summing to 137, the 33rd prime. Even more, it was the 156th year anniversary of the start of the Civil War. And as you know, 33, written as a word, 33 equates to 156. Consider the April prior in 2016, Prince dropped dead on the Queen's birthday in a ritual that had much to do with 33 as well. Of course, Prince and Charlie Murphy were also connected through Dave Chappelle and his skits that were synced with the death of Rick James. Say it ain't so, say it ain't so, but it is. Oh my God. The night of his passing, Dave Chappelle and John Mayer were together at Ohio State University. Two men who had both been part of Chappelle's show to host an event to remember Mr. Murphy. The name of the building they paid tribute to Charlie in was called the Schottenstein Center, and I will spell that in case I pronounced it incorrectly, but I think I pronounced it pretty much. The Schottenstein. So Schottenstein. The Schottenstein Center, having gematria of 83, similar to murder, as well as 106, corresponding with the gematria of Charlie Murphy's full name, Charles Quentin Murphy. From the date of the tribute to John Mayer's upcoming birthday, October 16th, was 187 days, corresponding with the satanic gematria of time, as well as Ohio, and reminding of the ritual with Rick James, who died 187 days after his own birthday. What the fuck? It is just horrible. As for his brother Eddie Murphy, he had just released the film called Mr. Church, September 16, 2016, the day leaving 106 days left in the year, and a date corresponding with the gematria of Eddie Murphy, a name summing to 169. The film is about a black cook who takes care of a white family and a little girl named Charlotte. Please recall that Charlotte sums to 102, much like the April 12th is the 102nd day of the year. Much like how April 12th is the 102nd day of the year, reminding that the words slavery and nigger share gematria of 102. A major theme of the film is the mother of Charlotte is dying from cancer, which would be the reported cause of death for his brother as well. Charlie Murphy also died 91 days before his own birthday, or a span of 92. In the case of 91, chemo equates, and in the case of 92, Mr. Church sums to the value. The name Mr. Church also has gematria of 43, matching Charlie, and gematria of 124, similar to the date 12/4, or April 12th, that Charlie passed. As for the name Charlie Murphy alone, it sums to 76, corresponding with blood sacrifice as well as Negro. Worse yet, the name Charlie and Murphy alone each equate to 38, the number of death. And since there appears to be a parallel to the death of Prince a year earlier, let us not forget that Prince Chanhassen and Minnesota, and Chanhassen is spelled Chanhassen. So he said, let us not forget that Prince Chanhassen, and Minnesota all equate to 38. Equally as important, Prince and Charlie both died at age 57. The number connecting to entertainer as well as conspiracy. As a reminder of who is responsible. The TV show Power, a title summing to 58, would pay tribute to Charlie Murphy on June 25th, 74 days after his death, the number connected to killing and Masonic. At the same time, June 25th was the anniversary of the release of Purple Rain, summing to 58, the number of Freemasonry. And with that said, I will end part 8 of the reading of chapter 20 here. And the next death that we will cover will be Dan Rooney, Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, so until then, you guys have a good evening, and I will talk to you later. I'll be reading for you later. All right, have a good evening. Bye.